Hello, me again. This is reading a new book. This is The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. Here we go. At the far end of town where the brittle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no bird ever sings excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the brittle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today, where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? The old one still lives here. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the one slow, don't knock on his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his door. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof. And his special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks. He tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope he lets down a tin pail where you have to toss 15 cents in a nail, in the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail and makes a more careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you've paid him away in his snubby, his secret strange hole in his grooveless glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, from the secrets I tell you for your ears alone. Slop, down slops the whisper my phone to your ear, and the one slow's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through his snuggly hose, and he sounds as if had smallish beads up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all sort of way back such a long time ago. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swarmy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown boboloots, frisking about their boboloot suits, as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts were much softer than silk, and they had a sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what to do. I unloaded my coat. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I had chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great full skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted it a thread. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked and I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him, that's all. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy. He spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said, with the sawdust sneeze, I'm the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's the thing you're made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, he said, there is no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree, I'm doing no harm. I'm becoming quite useful. The thing is a sneed. A sneed is just to find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, "So you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that full of need." But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the Sneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for 98. I laughed at the Lorax. "You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy." "I'm busy," he told him. "Shut up, if you please." I rushed across the room, and in no time at all, I built a radiophone. I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, "Listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole One-Soul family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Netch. Turn over, be Harkin, jump right over South Stitch." And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole One-Soul family was working full tilt. We were all knitting seeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of chopping of truffle trees. Then, no baby oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hackle, which whacked out of truffle trees in one spackle. We were making Sneeds 4 times fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, "I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge with the brown bobaloots, who played in the shade with the bobaloot suits, and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to you, you hacking my trees to go the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go around. And my poor bobaloots are getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies." "They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys," he cried, and sent them away. The One-Soul felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I most surely did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads of the things I shipped out. I was shipping them forth to south, to east, to west, to north. I went right on biggering, selling more Sneeds. I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. "I am the Lorax," he coughed and whiffed. He sneezed and snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed. "One-Soul," he cried with a croofless croak. "One-Soul, you're making such smogless smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing, they can't sing because they have smog in their throat." "And so," said the Lorax, "please pardon my cough. They can't live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may fly for a month or a year to escape the smog you smogged up around here." What's more, said the Lorax as Dando was up, "let me say a few words about Gluppity-Glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making Gluppity-Glup, also sloppity-slop. After what you do with its leftover goo, I'll show you, you dirty old One-Soul man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are gummed. I'm sending them off, oh, the future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smelly." And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, "Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, 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 and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, so I'm telling you I intend to go doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffle trees into Sneeds, which everyone needs." And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack from outside the fields came a sickening smack. of an axe on the tree that we heard the tree fall, the very last truffly tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no work to be done. So in my time, the uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved their goodbyes. They jumped into my car and drove away under the smoke-smothered stars. And all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance. He gave me a very sad backward glance, as I lifted him by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all the logs left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks, with the word unless. Whatever that meant I couldn't guess, but that was long, long ago. But each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years where my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the one, so now that you're here, the word of the Lord seems perfectly clear. 'Cause a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better, it's not. So, catch, calls the one, so he let something fall. It's a truffle seed. It's the last of them all. You're in charge of the last of truffle seeds. Plant a new truffle, treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest protected from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. That was The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. Goodbye, and I'll be waiting more soon.